Maureen.
I think she just stepped out of her office. She should be back.
Okay. I need to talk to her about what we talked about yesterday. I don't think 11 is going to work.
Okay.
So.
Johnny, are you listening?
Yeah.
So we had moved the other one from 4th to the 11th this month.
Right.
Mhm.
11 was the next available day.
Is the 18th available? Because we got two witnesses that aren't available. The 11th just found out
We
minutes.
got the 18th is now. 20th is.
Oh God. All right. So tell you, I gotta send an email. Thank you.
Understood.
Even basketball special edit in special.
Look at her on a weekend.
All right, thanks. Well, maybe you're muted, please.
Matt, just have to talk after the hearing about that because I'm not sure what's going on with Red Hill.
Okay. And the others have joined, so I don't think it would be probably appropriate to take it on. Is it okay to call after we finish?
Not me. Yes.
That's what I mean. Call the office.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Madam Examiner, now 9:30. Are you ready to start the hearing?
Yes, I am.
Recording in progress.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Maureen McNeil. I'll be the zoning hearing examiner today. It's February 4th, 2026. Here on a zoning map amendment application 2025003. Applicant is Dayland Investment LLC, and it's a lowly known as Mill Estates. It's located 4016 Oak Road, approximate 27.54 acres, and it's a request to rezone for the AR zone, formerly the RA zone, to the RSA zone, so family attached residential. If applicants or council identify themselves for the record.
Morning, Madam Examiner. The record Matthew Tesco of the firm of McHosey Greenbelt here on behalf of Dayland Investment LLC, who is contract purchaser of the property and applicant in this matter.
Good morning. What about the zone council?
I think he joined. Yeah.
Okay, he may be coming on shortly. One way would you like to see?
I think we're ready to proceed. I have a brief opening, and then I do see a handful of residents, the attendants who are presumed in support. I know ones recognized. I'd probably give the opportunity after my opening to let them say what they need to say and give the option to stay go. It's okay, Madam Examiner.
Okay, remind me of something. Is there anyone here opposed to the request? If so, you come on camera, show me your hand. And staff's all looking at chat, so to see if anyone's opposed. And I don't see anyone. Okay, go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Madam Examiner. And for those on the applicant team, if you guys are free to take your camera off into your call, I just ask that everybody please stay muted, and then when your call can do up. I do have an opening if you would indulge me so I can get through that. I'll try to be brief, but there's a little bit of a foundational opening that I'd like to present. And give Ms. Tillman and Mr. Yates, we have one or two other folks in the audience who give them an opportunity to speak. We call our witness, they have the option to stick go. It's okay. As I mentioned earlier, we're here on behalf of Land Investment LLC, who contracts for property known as Wood Estates, otherwise known as the Day property. It's located on the east side of Melwood Road, immediately adjacent to the Westphalia Town Center edge, to the east of Mel Road, and Westphalia Town Center edge to the west. This case seeks the same amendment to zone approximately 27.5 acres from the AR zone to the RSFA zone with any conditions, limiting the development to single-family detached homes only, and a maximum density of 3.5 dwellings per acre. As Core's case is not about increased density beyond what the county has planned. It is about line zoning without the 2007 Westphalia Sector Plan, sectional amendment. The 2007 Westphalia Sector Plan expressly recommends the sector property for low-density residential land use. While the Sector Plan did not define density at time, subsequent county policy, including 2035, clearly defines residential as a 3.5 dwelling units per acre, primarily single-family detached units. That's exactly what the applicant proposes in this case, and nothing more. The sub-property lies immediately adjacent to the town center's edge, and the sector plan provides as the surrounding residential areas, which are intended to provide orderly transition from higher density mixed-use development to lower density residential neighborhoods. You know, under Section 27-601E3 of the zoning ordinance, a zone map amendment may be approved if there was a mistake in the current sectional map amendment. Maryland law is so clear. A mistake exists where the zoning authority failed to consider then existing reasonable foreseeable facts, relied on incomplete or inaccurate actual predicates at the time of zoning. Here, evidence will show that during the 2007 SMA, the district council retained was then the RA, now the AR zoning, on the sub-property, despite its adjacency to the town or edge for Westphalia, despite contemporaneous rezoning of similarly situated properties to higher density residential, despite the sector expressed direction that its area functions as a residential transition zone, despite the property proximity to public water and sewer infrastructure, and despite the property not being agriculturally tax assessed. The failure to evaluate subject property for comparable residential zoning classification or rezoning adjacent nearby properties on the same planning framework constitutes a mistake, not a difference of opinion. Technical staff report, which recommends denial of this application, based it on the grounds that the county made a deliberate legislative choice in the 2007 second map amendment. No mistake occurred. This conclusion applies the legal standard covering mistake in the second map amendment context. As the examiner knows, the applicant not required to show that the council lacked information, acted arbitrarily, or exercised poor judgment. Instead, the question for the examiner whether the zoning reigned in 2007 was based on an accurate and complete factual understanding of property and its plan context at that time. Here, the evidence will demonstrate the council failed to meaningfully consider that exist reasonably foreseeable facts, instead relied on incomplete factual predicate, including the sedge, which was expressly planned for higher intensity residential and mixed development, the contemporaneous zoning of similarly situated nearby properties, including properties serving the same transitional function to residential and mixed zone during the SMA process. The sector plans express recommendation that this area function as part of the surrounding residential areas, intended to provide an orderly transition for the town center to lower density neighborhoods. The existence of planning, public water and sewer infrastructure, including trunk sewer availability, which is fundamentally inconsistent with long-term agricultural preservation zoning. And the owner's own testimony at the SMA process, which put the council on notice, the residential development of this property was foreseeable, anticipated, and in line with the planning framework. Instead of evaluating these facts and determining an appropriate residential zoning classification to implement the sector plan, the council instead obtained the agricultural residential zoning default, treating the property as a role despite its location, infrastructure context, and plan designation. It is not simply a difference in plan judgment. It is a failure and foreseeable development paths, which the Maryland courts recognize as a class form of mistake. Staff's recommendation effectively reframes the legal standard as whether the council could have chosen to retain the zoning, but the correct inquiry is whether the zoning accurately implemented factual and context that exists at that time. The evidence will show that it did not. The applicant's request does not undo the sector plan. It actually implements it. By applying a zone classification, the RFA zone, with binding conditions that reflect sector plan's residential vision, Plan 2035 definition of residential low, and the traditional roads property all intended to serve. Consequently, staff's recommendation denial notwithstanding scrutiny under the Apple mistake standard and evidence of approval of this application. At the conclusion of this hearing, Madam Examiner, the evidence will show that ZMH 2025-003 satisfies legal standard for mistake. It implements the county's adopted plans and corrects the zoning classification that no longer reflect, nor did it fully reflect that time, the role this property was intended to play in Westphalia. Those reasons, the applicant will be respectfully requesting that you recommend approval of request for zoning subject to the perdition. Thank you for that. I'm excited to see Mr. Brown has joined us. I don't know if you want to recognize him.
Yes, I will. Mr. Brown, welcome. Identify yourself for the record.
Good morning, Sam Brown, Zone Council.
Welcome.
Good morning, Mr.
And
Brown.
again, is there anyone opposed to the request? Be my second asking. Okay. Mr. Dessel, sir, can you pull up exhibit 3, the ethics affidavits? I just wanted you to be able to talk to Ms. I don't know if I say her name incorrectly. It's the individual one. I can't even read it. Anyway, this exhibit, nothing is signed, nothing's filled out, and so we do need to have it filled out before we can move the record. So you could just handle that for us.
I see.
Some way.
Yeah, it's signed. They didn't check. No.
Right. So I think the clerk just get back to me. If they send it back to you, I have to hold the record. So I was pointing it out. We could get one before this record closes.
Sorry. Yeah, my apologies that for
No
I didn't
problem.
realize that. Yeah, and then you'd have 2 other business affidavits for the. We'll make sure to take care of that.
Okay, and so you may proceed.
This time, I would like to give those who are here in attendance and support. I believe is Ms. Tillman, Mr. Yates. I don't know if there's anybody else. Opportunity to be heard before all our witnesses. When you know, once we get wrong, we get wrong. So.
Sure. Ms. Tillman, I see your name. Would you like to testify?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. Thank you so very much.
Sure, you just have to come on camera for me.
And my
There
computer.
you are. So, Ms. Tillman, do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the testimony you should give will be truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you state your address and tell us what you're going to tell us about the application.
So my name is Shauna Tillman. My address is 3709 Fox Snow Way, Upper Marlboro, Maryland, 20772, located in Parkside at Westphalia. And I am speaking today because I'm a resident of Westphalia and I am in support of the project. I bring both experience as a Westphalia resident and professional experience in community operations, housing, and long-term planning. My perspective is shaped by use of hands-on involvement with the community needs, infrastructure considerations, and the reality of what it takes to support sustainable growth. As a resident, I see firsthand gap between our community, what community continue to add for in terms of quality retail, services, and amenities, and practical conditions required to track and sustain those within the Westphalia Town Center as soon coming realization. So again, I am with this additional project. It means the residential rooftops are a critical factor in creating a customer base necessary to support economic growth of our area and our long anticipated town center. So for those reasons, I support the application as a boost towards aligning housing development with long-term economic vitality and community expectations. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Any questions, Ms. Brown?
Good morning, Ms. Tillman. How are you?
Super fantastic. And yourself?
I'm doing great. A couple of quick questions. First of all, you testify on behalf of yourself, not on behalf of any organization in Westphalia. Is that correct?
I'm testifying on behalf of myself as a resident.
And you do not have any interest in financial interest in Dayland Investment LLC. Is that correct?
No, sir, I'm not.
And you are not a trustee or beneficiary of Day Family Trust, are you?
No, sir, I'm not.
Have you had the staff report in this case?
I have briefly with the staff report, 92 is please.
All right. No other questions, please.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Deco?
Questions from the testimony, her sword.
Thank you, Ms. Tillman.
Thank you.
Who else will speak in favor of the request?
I believe Mr. Haggett Yates Clay is online.
Yeah, I hear, and I apologize. I don't have a camera on my computer. I don't know if that qualifies me or not, but
You got a cell phone with the camera?
I do. I'm on my work computer.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not technically savvy. I don't know how to
Okay.
get my cell phone Zoom thing.
Before, I'm going to let people's own count ask you a question. Before he does, Mr. Tesco, do you recognize that as voice?
I do. I just know Mr. Flag also has a letter exhibiting to the record. I don't know if you've more confident sitting on that, but yes.
No, I'm actually glad you mentioned that. I think Ms. Tillman one as well. So these letters probably would not come if they were here to be subject to cross-examination. So these exhibits will because they are here today. So, Mr. Brown, did you have any objection?
That's highly unusual. Mr. Haggett, on work computer that does not have cameras? I'm really puzzled that.
Why are you fuddled with that? I don't have a camera hooked to my computer. I've been recently, I'm working in a company and I don't usually do a lot of these Zoom calls.
All right. Do you have a cell phone with you?
I do have a cell phone. I don't have Zoom on. I don't.
That may be necessary to have them on it. Can you go to the link that the exam sent to you on your telephone to sign? Let's just try it quickly.
Got it via email.
Oh, yeah, go to that email on your phone.
On my phone? Okay.
Email was dated,
Yeah.
was on February.
See, join instructions? Is that? No.
Yeah, join instruction.
Put on untappable. Okay.
You see what says join Zoom meet?
Yeah. Sign.
Go on that.
Okay. I apologize. I just,
Sorry, not a problem. No problem.
it says username and mean password.
All right, passcode 098170.
Okay, I see myself.
All right, great. Now click on video, the bottom left-hand screen.
Just better than.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
You each have to sign off on computer now, so we don't.
All right, click on the microphone. Click on microphone.
There we go.
All
There
right.
you are. Oop. Okay. Still on the
Yeah,
computer.
turn your
Hold on. I'm here.
Okay.
Leave it. Okay. There we go.
There you go. So
I'm
this
sorry.
I'm not-
sorry.
look, we all learned this. I did as a COVID, so just had to do it when you've had to.
Well, I'm in the construction industry, so we don't, we work in full time, so yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Do you swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury the testimony you shall give will be the truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Just your name, address, and what you want to tell me about this request.
My name is Robert Yates Flagg Jr. My home address, resident address 17011 River Airport Road, Brandywine. We own a large property on Williams Road located 12511 Williams Road. It's a 250-acre farm on both sides of Route 4, 43 acres, which is on the Old Mall Pike side on the would be north side of Route 4, which is close to the development in question. I'm a real estate agent in the county, and they been born and raised here, 1970. I've seen a lot of change in the county, and one of the things I like to see is this type of development. I've seen a lot of unwanted townhomes and et cetera in the county, but single family homes are what we need to boost this county tax base and everything else. So I'm in support of this type of development.
Thank you, Ms. Brown.
Oh, Mr. Clack, you executed the statement of justification, correct?
Yes, sir.
So are you a member or owner with a financial interest? Excuse me.
So, Mr. Brown, you didn't sign the statement, Mr. McKinney.
Yes, he did.
Sign something for Mr.
Well,
Williams.
in the justification, the last, maybe it was coded incorrectly. It's the page after signature to Dell and Ms. Lockhart.
What staff did in our in that section include all backup material that was submitted into record of the planning. So it's all the support letters. It's got the referral. It wasn't a justification statement.
All right, so I see what they did. So they included your signature page, the client,
Okay.
after the justification statement, and only the signature page. So since there's nothing between the justification statement and your signature page, it appears as though yours is the third signature on the justification statement, which led me to believe in fusion whether you or a supporter.
That was an error. Mr. Tiger was not part of the FJ. They collated everything. It's a little confusing if you look at exit.
Yeah, I see what they did now. They collated.
Yeah. So just to be clear, he's not part of. But you can dear, he's not.
I was about to eat up. But
I'm not on anything. I'm not a part of this thing. Just some land next door.
another question. Thank you.
I just have one question, Clay. You did exhibit 20. You did execute a letter of support in the case that was filed with the Park and Planning Commission. You aware of that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you further inquired as your testimony that letter.
Yes.
No other questions.
Thank you. Next person.
You'd have to ask. I don't see anybody else, but I don't want to be
Anybody want to testify?
before we.
I don't see hands.
Okay. Well, thank you for that indulgence, Madam Examiner. Thank you, Ms. Brown, for making sure our record stays clean. Our first witness will be, we call Ms. Nayland Day.
Ms. Day.
Hello,
Good morning.
Madam Examiner.
Is it where you? There you go. Good morning. Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the testimony you shall give be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Good morning, Ms. Day.
Morning.
Would you take your name and address, please?
Jenlyn Day, 4816 Wood Road, Arbor, Maryland, 20712.
And you're familiar with property that's located on Mill Road, the subject of this application?
I am indeed.
And you've actually owned, or the trust that you're a member of, or trustee of, owned the property since the 2000s, is that correct?
That's correct. 4 years.
And how is the property till today?
Settled under the Day Fan Trust, which I trustee.
And how long have you and your husband resided on the property?
Yes, my husband and I have resided for 4 years.
And taking back to 2007 time frame, were you aware of county planning efforts at that time related to Westville area?
Yes.
And in what way did you participate or follow the planning processing up to the option of second land? If you recall?
That's related to preparing a sector for Westville area, which I note and actively participate in that process.
And were you represented by counsel, or did you receive any professional advice during the time?
I was presenting myself and had professional assistants making requests.
And during the sector plan and settlement amendment process, or SMA process, do you recall what your testimony was, or what your request was regarding your property's reasoning?
Yes, during the sector plan, the SMA process, I asked the county to recognize that the proposed development of the Smith and the Moore properties, our property would be difficult to sell a horse farm, and the property is more appropriately suited for future higher residential development and continued agricultural zone. Specifically, I requested the property designated to allow high residential zoning RM zone in future consistent with the zoning of property in the immediate area. But I also requested that the existing zoning remain in place while property continue in then current use, but upon sale transfer, zoning reflects its planned higher residential development of the Westphalia community.
And Madam Examiner, this state's testimony on May 23rd, 2006 is Exhibit 21, although in the exhibit list is in 23rd, 2025, which prompted me to file it as a supplemental a bit, which became Exhibit 38. Upon inspection of all the exhibits, I realized that Exhibit 21 and Exhibit 38 are actually the same exhibit. Save the date on Exhibit 21. The exhibit list is 2025. It should be 2020. It should be 2006. So I don't know if you're strike one or consolidate but for clarification.
Since we're talking about them and they're out there, we'll just clarify on the exhibit list that exhibit 20 will change the date, just say copy of the same thing.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saw that mistake. Want to make sure that we get that taken care of. So, if I understand testimony correct, you requested that the subject property, which is a residence and property that you have today or trust of today, and is the subject of this application, you requested that the property rezoned in 2006 to allow for residential development at a higher density, and the current then existing zone, but you did so conditionally on that zone be implemented once you sold the property. Am I understanding that clearly?
That is yes.
Do you believe at the time that the property was appropriate higher residential development, consistent with what was planned in the area?
We understood future plan goals and policies. The area were inconsistent with the Western facility and understood this property was appropriate transition from the planned Westphalia Town Center.
And was it your intent to allow the property to function it had historically until sold or redevelopment became visible?
Yes, exactly.
And what was the outcome of the request in 2006, if you recall?
The property was not rezoned as we requested.
I'll examine that other question I had, Ms. Day.
Well, good morning.
Thank you, Brown. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good. Just a clarifying question. You were testifying as the property, but you don't own the entire property that is the subject of this application.
That is true.
The other owner is Tiana Brittany Woodard, formerly Tiana Dempsey. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
And I'm looking at the tax information on SDAT for each one of the approximately 7 parcels. And Ms. Woodlard owned, 0.4 acres, part lot 11. And then she
Correct.
an additional 2.1 acres, which also is part of lot 11. And then you, as the trustee and I assume beneficiary of Day Family Trust, own the main lots that comprise this property, correct? The tax ID count, excuse me if I keep hearing my whole apologize. Looking at that information, you've owned the property as you indicated at least for years, either individually with your husband or as a member of the trust, correct?
Yes, yes.
And in 2007, you appeared in the proceeding on section map amendment and testified, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then the council failed to give you what you requested that they may not file a revised petition.
No,
Why not?
didn't know to do that.
Well,
And I was presenting myself.
I understand. That was in 2007. We're now in 2025. Is there any particular reason why you waited until this point in time to file an application to change zoning based on mistake?
I'm not sure what the question actually is. So
My question is, have you waited from 2007 until current point in time to file an application to rezone the property?
didn't have an opportunity to.
What do you mean when you say you didn't have opportunity? That's your husband you're talking to?
Yeah, sir. This is Rick Day.
Mr. If you could, that's also identify yourself for the record so we have your oath.
This is Al Day. I'm the husband of Jay Day.
Mr. Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury the testimony you should give be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Ma'am.
Thank you.
So, Midday, you adopt your wife's testimony that gave her, correct?
Yeah, sir.
There's one other question I had in my notes. 1 second. All right, that's all. Thank you very much.
May I ask a couple reader?
Or Director, which do you want?
Well,
Yeah, she may do either.
I'll say both, and I'll say one. Just real quick, Mr. and Ms. A, your testimony was that when you requested the zoning in 2006, you did so conditionally based upon future development or sale of the properties, correct?
Correct.
You did that because this is your primary residence, right?
Absolutely.
And with respect to Ms. Brown's question about why did we wait so long, why did we wait so long to now execute on this application? Is it fair to say that there was opportunity previously with respect to a contract purchase or future development?
That is true. That's a track.
And one final question, the question, you reviewed Africa in this case, planning prepared?
I have not seen Africa.
Okay, you're aware though, however, as far as how do you use the property other than residential?
Well, it's our horse farm.
And is your horse farm commercial horse farm or is it personal?
No, it's hobby farm.
Okay,
No
more.
personal use. We've never boarded a horse or anything like
Never received any compensation.
that. No, none at all.
Not asked for it.
No further questions, Madam Mayor. You, Mr. Day. You're free to stay on the line. Sorry.
I said, and of course I won't find down, but I thought someone had a business in one of the buildings on the site. Or something in the staff report. Is that true?
I have no idea how that possibly be because there's no business here.
Okay.
That's basically why I said review staff report, Madam Mayor, because we not know if that factual predicate incorrect.
Okay, you did get this. Okay,
I read. That's why I asked him if it was used commercially because it hasn't.
Okay.
We want to make sure that we're verified.
Thank you.
Sure. All right, thank you, again, Mrs. Day. We next call Mark Shobo.
Mr. Sobo, do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the testimony you should give be the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank
Morning.
you.
Mr. Shobo, could you just state your name and address for the record?
My name is Lumuyi Shobo. Let me spell that for you. It's Lumuyioa. Last name is Oba, Obo. I'm also known as Mark Oshobo Esquire professionally. My address is 607 Judge Drive, Upper Marlboro, MD 20772.
Do you own property that's a subject of this application?
No, not the other property. I'm a member of the Dayland Implement LLC, and we are contract purchase our property and the applicant for ZA 25003.
What is your role or title with the LLC?
I'm a member of the LLC.
As a member, authorized to testify on its behalf.
Yes,
In addition to that, do you being a power attorney for your testimony this morning on behalf of the LLC?
yes,
Madam Mayor, that exhibit free, signed the managing member LLC authorizing Mr. Shobo further testify that has the authority to, as a member of the LLC, wanted to provide documentation as well. Ask that to be added in the record.
It's part of the record, and unless Mr. Brown objects at this point, all of the previously filed exhibits are part of the record.
Thank you.
Objection.
Thank you, Brown. Do you know, call you Mark?
yeah, call me. I can call me.
All our friends. You know if Land Estimate LLC is in standing state on this section?
Yes, I do.
And exempt exhibit 3, certificate of good standing. How long have you been involved with the property? Strike that. How long have you been involved with Land Vin LLC?
It's about
And how long have you been involved with this particular property?
that's about the same time, about 1 year or more. But I live also the property, approximately 2 miles from the property, the east of Woodrow. On a good, you can be jogging about, and I'm quite familiar with that from that perspective.
And are you familiar with the zoning amendment request that's for the exam this morning?
Oh, yes, I.
Have you viewed the imminent justification exhibit for?
Yeah, I have.
And do you incorporate and adopt as additional testimony at state justification?
Yes, I do.
How would you describe surrounding by development?
Well, I mean, from my personal perspective, the Sunday area is now predominantly residential. I have various degrees of density there, high, low, and I'm over the years as I live in there, observed that area has experienced significant plan growth over time. The west and south have the emerging residential communities.
Let me pause there, Mark. If there or Sarah, okay, maybe exhibit 16 on the screen would be just some context. Go ahead, Mark. I'm interested.
Yes. Well, I was saying that if you look at the area, you can actually discern the area there. From my perspective, experience living around there, I'm familiar with those responsibilities, especially the West area. I do have some family living in the West area, where you have the single family home and the detached homes at higher densities. And of course, you have the permanent home space. And so the overall Qatar area reflects some sort of transition suburban community rather than rural one. To the, of course, have the affiliate center edge and the mixed use commercial and retail use. I was part of the took part in when the retailers, the proposed and commercial entity came to West here. I actually was there to link to the presentation.
And do you agree that the area surrounding the property is no longer predominantly rural character?
Yeah, of course. Looking at it, you cannot. I think perhaps there's still some areas that you consider agricultural, but generally speaking, the areas of residential mixed zoning very close to West Atlanta.
And could you explain to the examiner and Mr. Brown why your partner decided to pursue zoning amendment for this property?
Well, the reason that is that, as I have explained, over time, the surrounding areas shifted the Laura start development to more residential neighborhood. And so we believe the prime zoning decision was a mistake to account for then existing or reasonable foreseeable facts trend resulting in retention of rent zoning. So that is why we are pursuing this, because we are looking at it that was a mistake in that zoning at time, because the failure actually counts the trend and the foreseeable trend around property.
And what's the specific zone change that the applicant is requesting today?
We are actually requesting the design for rentals to residential single-family attached RSFA zone, of course, condition for the city's stipulation, and which I think will assist the rest of the low land use designations.
And so what's your future intended use? Sarah, you pull exhibit 12. Go ahead, Mark. I'm sorry.
Yeah. We are looking at residential low land use regulation of 3.5 acre, and that is what we intended to do with the unit 3.5 dwellings per acre, consistent with the adopted land commissions of it.
Would you offer to this hearing examiner conditions approval on limiting development to single-family detached at 3.5 units to the acre?
Definitely.
And does the applicant intend to develop townhouses or multifamily buildings on property?
No house.
What about multifamily?
No more family, single family residential.
Would you agree to there are other questions I have, Madam Member.
Thanks. Is this exhibit 12?
No, that's still 16. Was the rent concept, and that just reflects the concept plan of family attached only at a density of less than 3.5 units per acre, or more than 0.5 units per acre, I'd say.
While this is up, it helped. It's not really a question for the witness, but do you remember I was going to ask Mr. First, the orphan home?
Mr. Ergen's going to.
But on this picture, we'll be the picture back. I'm trying to figure out where everything is in relation to that. He'll tell me.
Yep,
Okay.
we've got that covered.
Oh, all right. Brown, you have questions?
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Bobo.
Morning.
A couple of professionals. Are you an attorney?
Yes, I am.
And are you practicing in Maryland?
Yeah, I am.
And are you testifying in your capacity as a lawyer, or are you testifying as a layperson on purchase?
Layperson in court person.
All right. You also said you are a member of Day and Investment LLC, correct?
Yes, I am.
And looking at that LLC was created probably 1 year ago, correct?
Yes.
Are you the managing member of that LLC?
I'm not managing member, I'm the member.
All right. Who is managing member?
That's just excuse me a second. Generally, I generally can say I'm the managing member. Generally speaking,
generally speaking, we can't have that. LLC is required to have a managing member, and the other partners, quote unquote, are members of the managing member.
You can just say I'm the managing member for this boss.
Again, I need to clarify that you can correct the record and put a document in the record.
Yes.
You need to look at your operating agreement and determine who the managing member is, and put in the record who the managing member is. Because even though you put in a document that says you're authorized to speak on behalf of the LLC, only the managing member can authorize someone to speak on his behalf. And so you need to know that in addition, the finance affidavit was placed and signed by yourself. And again, did not identify you managing members. My question follow would be, what percentage of ownership of yourself, and what is percentage of ownership of the other members, and how many other members are they? If there's more than one member, clearly there are, because said one, and you signed the affidavit of financial contributions. If you own more than 5%, or any of the other members are more than 5%, then those members need to sign an affidavit as well. So I'm not going to object to your testimony today, but before the record closes, you need to place this record who the actual managing member of Day Land Investment LLC is, that you so identified, and what is the percentage of ownership of various members. You don't need to have the percentage of ownership of any entity or person owned less than 5%, but everyone who owns 5% or more must be identified. Do you understand?
I understand that, and of course I would make that a record, definitely.
Can I be on that real quick?
Yes.
And Ms. Brown, I certainly appreciate it. We'll provide that. I want to make clear that, as you know, an LLC does not have directors, officers, or stockholders. With respect to Part B of the affidavit, specifically identifies those individuals having more than 5%. LLC has always historically been treated with the ethics affidavit requirement, filing disclosure requirement. Understanding, however, what is being asked for completion of the record, we're happy to provide. But typically speaking, LLCs do not individually file member affidavits. It would have listed on affidavit. But if the request that members file, I think that's legally required under state affidavit filing requirements, but we're happy to provide it.
Yeah, it's not technically legally required under state affidavit. I'm helping you out here. The Maryland courts have changed the requirements for filing appeals from administrative hearings, entities that do that, and the conduct between the state ethics affidavit requirements requiring person or entity with 5% or more, and the court requirement. which includes LLCs as corporations for file appeal purposes. So you may run into an issue if you have not identified in this record who the members are of the LLC with 5% or more ownership. So since you're willing to provide, I think you should before the close.
Yeah, I appreciate that clarification.
And Mr. Sobo,
Please.
just so the record is clear, your entity, Dayland Investment LLC, is also the contract purchaser for both the Day Family Trust property as well as the Tiana Renee Wood property. Is that correct?
I do so.
I'm sorry.
Yes, Dayland property.
For both properties, you contract person.
Yes.
All right. Okay. No other questions at this time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, wait a minute. Actually, I had a follow-up question. I forget. And this question we asked of first and later point in time. Well, and that is, you testified I'm going to go. It was a mistake in 2007, and that's the basis of this application. And
Yes.
it begs the question that you guys are arguing, and if I just stay to tell me, you're arguing that the German Orton property was rezoned from one zone to MXT in 2007, and adoption of the 2022 zoning map. It's, I believe, in a tax zone, something to that effect. And that one of the state arguments, that property was up on, and subject day property was not. And that, to me, is the question that would it not be argued that, in fact, the German Orphan property was incorrectly zoned to NXT and adopted in 2022 with tax zone, and that was the mistake in 2007 was made by District Council, and that the retention of this subject property in the agricultural zone, I'm just going to use that term globally, in fact, not a mistake. That's what was intended. So you probably can't answer that right now, but the question is for the person to address when he comes up, right?
Yeah, I was going to say the excellent question I would to have objected to, but I appreciate you holding it, Mr. Ferguson.
Other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I have no further questions for Mr. Bowen. We would move on to Mr. Dan Schlegel.
Mr. Schlegel, do you swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that the testimony you give will be the truth and with the truth?
Yes, I do. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Would you please just say your name for the record and address? Sorry.
Daniel Schlegel, 4601 Forest Boulevard, Suite 300, Atlanta, Maryland, 20706.
And by whom are you employed? What's your title?
I'm employed by Dewberry Engineers. I work out of our Lanham office, and I am the planning department manager for our Maryland offices.
And was Dewberry hired by the applicant to perform certain services related to this application?
Yes, sir.
And what were they?
We performed a boundary survey work on the property. Our team have done work and reviewed existing conditions on site. We've prepared an RI for the property that was submitted and approved on December 5th, 2025. We've done the land plan work on the property to determine how to best meet the preparedness for property. Done some preliminary engineering services, determine road grades and potential stormwater management areas. We've also done preliminary calculations on the type 1. We may know what our first conservation requirements would be moving forward with the development.
It's fair to say you and your team are familiar with sites, the subject of the application.
Yes.
And you mentioned a bunch of different items that Dewberry has undertaken. Did you or someone under your supervision prepare the rendered plan submitted with this application, which is Exhibit 12?
Yes.
And is this rendered plan final engineer construction plan, or is it conceptual and prepared to show how the project could be developed?
At the time, it's definitely still in conceptual stage.
And you generally describe what you own on that concept plan, Exhibit 12. And we have Sarah pull it up too.
Yes. Generally, there's one access into the property of Melwood Road. The road system is primarily a loop around the outer edge of the property with one middle of the property to keep everything connected. A lot on the property are shown at the size of 60 by 100 feet, all single-family detached houses. There are some stormwater management areas shown on the property in concept, and also some other open space areas shown on the concept.
So the plan conceptually shows internal roads or circulating areas, correct?
Yes.
And it conceptually shows areas designated for residential lots.
Yes.
And you know density yield that reflects?
Yes, we're right 3.5 D90 lots on property.
And the conceptual plan shows open space and areas for conservation.
Yes.
Does it depict how access to Mill Road would occur?
It does.
And does the plan illustrate how development could organize cross site?
Yes, it does.
And does the site plan take into account surrounding development?
Yes, when we did that, we definitely looked at what the landscape offers would be to the adjacent properties, and taken into consideration Melwood Road is designated historic, so also incorporate appropriate on that road while at the entrance.
And you know what water sewer category the property in?
Yes, both W4 and S4.
And further question, Madam Mayor.
Mr. Schlegel, if we're to put this Exhibit 12 up, is that Pennsylvania Avenue on the bottom? Where is it?
It's a little further.
Actually, if Madam Mayor, if I don't interject, if you go to perhaps exit 16, that probably give a better. Actually strike that. Go to
The context map.
yeah, the contact map, which is exhibit 14. Exhibit 14. I apologize. Yeah.
Yes, you can see the site is just north of Pennsylvania Avenue, and with the interchange work that's happened there with that road, weird road parallels Route 4 in a more of east-west fashion is at the main entrance of the West Elliott development, and the Day property is accessed on Melwood Road off to the east of Melwood. So there's a change working at Wood Park and Day Pretty.
Thank you. That's a good one. So never mind. I'm going to put you first, and that's what's going to tell me to. But I can ask you, all the property touch you. You got it in the separate. So everybody around is higher. Is it at a more dense zone than yours, or no?
That question to me.
Yeah, I think we'll be from Ferguson. That's a Madam Mayor, because it's
That's what I mean. Asking. Okay, Mr. Schlegel.
I would ask. I just want to ask.
You're question, Mr. Schlegel. You doing okay, Mr. Schlegel?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. So Mr. Brown, have a question. Mr. Brown.
Yeah.
I don't. No question. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Mr. Schlegel.
You're welcome, Madam. Thank you much.
Thank you. Madam Mayor, we have 2 more witnesses. The final two are probably the more lengthy testing.
Okay,
I'd
take
like
a
a break. Yeah.
Okay, let's say 45.
We're back. Just ask everybody you did, and when you're that way, when we talk complimentary of everybody, we don't hear it. So, thank you.
Recording up.
Sadie, you need to mute.
Oh, sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Court in progress.
Okay. You ready for next witness, Mr. Brumback? Yes.
I'm ready if I know we started the record, so we would call Mike Lenhart. Mike Lenhart.
Wear headphones. Either me.
Yeah.
Don't you usually have on headphones?
Yeah. He's reading for him.
Oh, okay. That's me. I almost did recognize him without him.
I can't have you recognize me.
There you go.
I mean,
Good
all
morning.
all right. Good morning.
You swear or affirm the penalty of the perjury testimony shall give will be true, nothing but the truth.
I do.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Lenhart.
Good morning.
You state your name and address and occupation for the record.
Certainly. Michael Lenhart, 231 Holy's Road, 250 Millville, Maryland. And I'm a traffic engineer and transportation planner, Land Traffic Consulting.
And Representative, we admitted to Lenhart TV's Exhibit 5. He is previously qualified as an expert in transportation planning, engineering. I forget for no nature you use for him and Mark, but would ask that he accept this matter as an expert.
In these later years, we accept him as expert in traffic engineering and transportation planning, and he will accept it today.
Thank you.
Mr. Brown, you didn't have a question, did you?
No, no objection.
Write that every time, and every time we start, I'm like, forget right. So, analyze traffic impacts associated with proposed zoning application.
Yes.
And did you prepare or supervise the preparation of traffic impact analysis study you submitted with applicant?
Yes, I did. I believe it's Exhibit 10 of the record, which is July 8th, 25 track analysis. I believe Exhibit 20 is a track memo dated 21st of 25. And Exhibit 25 track analysis dated December 29th, 2025.
And what materials did you review in preparing those analyses?
We reviewed the transportation review guidelines, the master plan transportation, zoning orders requirements, and materials associated with the DM application.
And you've reviewed all the materials submitted with this application?
Yes.
And you've reviewed existing traffic volumes or roadway classification in the area?
Yes, we have. We looked at existing volumes as part of the traffic study and reviewed road classifications as well.
You're familiar with the applicable standards and guidelines, correct?
Yeah, I'm familiar with the zoning orders, subdivision regulation, associated traffic impact study guidelines for rezoning and other items.
Have you reviewed Exhibit 29 technical staff report and its recommendation?
Yes.
And did you review or are you familiar with prior approvals of rate conditions associated with the display town center surrounding elements?
Yes.
And are the opinions you offer here today based on accept traffic engineering principles and methodologies?
Yes.
And could you describe, and if there's a particular exhibit, I know exhibits 16 is an overall, I don't know if that will, but could you describe transportation network surrounding the property? We complete exhibit scene, Sarah. I mean, I'm sorry, what is exhibit 15? I'll get it right for the ending. I apologize. Thank you.
That's part. So the site on Exhibit 14 is noted the star. The site is access to Melwood Road. Right away, Melwood Road, we determined at the time of preliminary plan subdivision. Melwood Road connects to solely to Route 4 at Wood Road interchange. And the site is located approximately 1/3 mile from the interchange. The Maryland Route 4 is designated Freeway F6. Melwood Road itself is not a master plan roadway, however, it is designated historic road in the master plan.
Located near your regional roadway, this is Maryland 4, is that correct? That's
the state access and would be located about a quarter mile north of Woodyard Road, Old Borough Pike, where that comes in 66, which is parallel to and north of Route 4. There are no other properties located between the interchange at Route 4 and its property.
On the east side.
On the east side. On the west side, Westphalia Town Center exists, which is, a much higher density property.
And from a traffic perspective, the property isolated or integrated into an existing roadway network?
The property is not isolated. It's integrated into existing roadway network. It fits, this exhibit here shows that it fits really nice between existing subdivisions. Again, as noted, it is access 1/4 mile roughly from Route 4, and traffic generated to and from this site on Mel Road from Route 4 would not impact any other property along Mel Road.
And how do you characterize existing traffic conditions in the area?
Traffic on Wood Road is very light and easily accommodate traffic generated by this property if the ZA is approved. The interchange at Route 4 and Wood Road, we studied many times, many projects that have the capacity to accommodate this development if approved, and not a substantial amount of traffic the overall network.
What was the purpose of conducting traffic impact study analysis?
Study is not typically required for a ZMA. There are certain uses that require a DIA. There's not one of those uses that require it. A ZMA typically requires a see the road network, assuming existing zoning of the property compared to traffic generated property rezoned. That was the May 1st, 2025 traffic mode that we paired was the analysis. And then the other two traffic studies that we paired were the traffic impact studies. The traffic impact study, and while not required, beneficial and evaluate the impact of the project road network. One of the staff or transportation planning staff acknowledged that it will not have negative impact on the road network. They requested a condition that require a traffic impact study at the time of preliminary plan. That conditions will be not necessary because traffic impact study will be required at the time of preliminary plan. That's when it typically did and add public facilities applied. The purpose of it with this application will show that adequacy can be met if this is approved and moves forward.
What development assumptions did you make or use in pairing study?
We included 16 background development, including Valley Town Center, and this is based on the scope agreement with Park Landing, which include identification of all of the unbuilt developments in the area.
And does the assumed development at or near the maximum density contemplated for the property?
Near maximum density. Study assumed 87 dwelling units, and that based on as the materials were prepared, there were various concept plans that were prepared, and one of them at time of preparation assumed 87 dwelling units in the concept plan. Statement of justification, and the ZA requests a density of up to 96 units. That does, if approved, it doesn't mean 96 units will be built. It means we go through the entitlement process and plans are fine. It would be a maximum of 96. We studied 87. The difference between 87 and 96 is negligible in terms of the results of the study. The adequacy findings would continue to be met even if it was 96 units.
How did you go about calculating the projected traffic generation of the proposed element?
We utilized the Institute for Transportation Engineers as a trip generation annual. We also use Transportation View Guideline, which has specific rates for different uses. Actually, in this case, for residential, the Transportation View Guidelines take precedent over ITE. Transportation View Guidelines trip duration rates have not been updated in decades, using rates that are the same that were 25, 30 years ago. The ITE rates continue updated for the release of new edition, and it's based on modern data. ITE would indicate to generate less traffic than what was our study. That we used the required from TRE to conservative and meet the guidance.
And from a traffic perspective, how does the proposed development compare to what could develop into the current zone?
The existing zoning could support roughly 12 dwelling units based on a half dwelling unit acre. It would generate 112 trips a day. The proposed ZMA would generate 783 trips a day. And that's like a large increase. It's important to remember that those spread out over 24-hour period. And the actual peak hour trips and even peak hour trips are not that standard. And I would reiterate as well, site access roughly a quarter to a third mile from interchange, and it acts no other properties between site and interchange. So it is easily accommodate trips.
The analysis that you conducted identify anything intersections attributable solely to the proposed development?
Oh, all of the intersections pass the required standards.
Or any impacts identified could not be mitigated?
No, again, all the intersections pass the required standards, so it's mitigate required.
Are you familiar with the county's adequate public facilities requirements?
Yes.
The ZNA application approval self-authorized development?
No, it's not. A future entitlement required preliminary plan subdivision generates the need for certificate of adequacy, and that certificate of adequacy and the preliminary plan establish the entitlement that the traffic associated with the site.
And I think you on this, but just to clarify, you review staff report exhibit 29.
Yeah, I did.
You're that it recommended to approve this application.
Yeah.
And staff, to your knowledge, based on your review reports, did the staff identify traffic impacts as the basis for denying the ZNA?
No, they did not.
This is unmakeable in this case.
No, do not. In fact, Transportation Planning State Memo states that, and I quote, rezoning of the property will not impair the ability to make transportation-related recommendations that are supported by an approved master plan or function plan, included in the zoning ordinance or subdivision regulation.
How would recurrent serve residential traffic?
It does, yes.
The proposed development consistent with the road function?
It is, yes, and particularly given the proximity to interchange and the fact that traffic between the property and interchange impact no other residential properties.
Would proposed residential traffic be compatible with the zoning land use opinion?
Yes.
Are there operational improvements that could be implemented if required?
Yes, there are substantial right-of-ways available at Route 4 and Dude Road interchange for improvements if necessary. Again, the traffic study show that adequately it will be met And I don't know this project, but we studied the interchange many times and been shown to.
From a traffic perspective, how does the development of the property on RSA zone that's limited to family attached units only at a density residential being more than 3.5 units to the acre depend on the zoning of traffic perspective?
The RSA would allow higher density than the AR, would generate increased volume traffic from property. However, and with the approval of ZMA, this probably will not generate a substantial amount of traffic. And again, the intersections will still be adequate with excellent access to the interior and freeway system.
So both zones allow for residential development.
Correct.
And if proposed development consists of traffic assumptions made for Westphalia area in the adopted plans, if you
well, the traffic study was based on approved scoping agreement, park planning, but the development itself, and obviously existing zoning, AR wouldn't support the density proposed, but believe that it would be consistent with the overall area. Given again, look at what is near it and its access to its excellent access to the freeway system.
Does your analysis consider traffic safety at all?
Traffic safety is it's inherently considered in the adequacy test, and because as things get more congested, as intersections get more congested, there's more failures. Oftentimes, drivers will become a little more aggressive, which in turn can have some impact on traffic safety. So the theory is if we pass the adequacy test, and if intersections are designed to meet the required design standards, particularly intersection distance, stop sight distance, those type of things, and safety is determined to be met or adequate.
Does proposed development, in your opinion, present any unique safety concerns?
No, it doesn't.
Access needs to design to meet.
Yeah, we'll have to go through a permitting requirements and meet design requirements.
From a traffic engineer standpoint, does the proposed zoning pose risk to public safety in your opinion?
No, it does not.
Do you have an opinion to a reasonable degree of professional engineering certainty in planning transportation planning whether the proposed rezoning be adequately served by the existing land transportation network?
Yes, for all the reasons testified.
As the traffic actually support approval of ZMA from transportation standpoint?
Yes, again, for all reasons testified.
Are any identified traffic impacts measurable through the standard review process?
Yes, the traffic study shows all standards are met at this time. It'll be retested at time of preliminary plan, but no reason to believe that they won't be met again.
And do you have a recommendation based upon your analysis and view of this in light of all the applicable requirements and regulations, whether or not the application should be approved from a transportation standpoint?
From a transportation perspective, I believe this should be approved. I believe that this is right. It's a good location for type of development. Again, proximity to town center without impacting other developments, other properties, a joint road between the property and freeway. I believe it is a good location and makes the result.
Those are questions I have. Thank you so much. I'll turn you over to Ms. Brown and Madam Exam.
I just have a quick one. I don't know who moved this exhibit. Can we get back properly with the star for a second? So you all are, I want to see the star. Okay. So you are the star. Now can you raise up so we see Sylvania Avenue? That way.
I can on mine.
Oops.
I wonder if you have your screen zoomed in, an examiner.
You found the problem.
Yeah, we see the whole net on our screens.
Make sure you tell Miss Clay it wasn't us. Okay. So now I don't still see this though. Huge number. Anyway, I there it is. So Melwood Park is a development that's park planning plan?
No, what is development?
So, but you're saying you have access because of the area to the where the arrow is.
North we up.
Okay,
Plainview.
so to the west.
No,
No, to east. So you're talking about you got that property, nothing tree between you all and to the east at interchange. So
Yeah.
you didn't pay. So I think to Melwood Park is between you and the interchange, maybe not all of it. Like you said earlier, there's enough between you and the interchange.
Well, Melwood Park has access off of Marble Pike. They don't access Melwood Road. And so there is no conflict between the traffic, Melwood Park, and on Melwood Road with proposed zone. And also there's a large buffer area in there between Mel Park and Mel Road.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Brown?
That's going to be my only question as well, Lynn Hart. You testified there was no development on the east side of Mel Park. Between subject property Route 4, you just clarified there is a property, it's Melwood Park. But Mel Park, in your assumption, does not have a network traffic link to Melwood Road. No other question. Thank you.
Madam Member, our last witness some more would be Ms. Ferguson.
The morning. Or some afternoon or this
No,
okay.
we're trying to get done with the afternoon.
Okay. So, Ms. Ferguson, do you swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that the testimony shall give be the truth and not the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you.
Ferguson.
Good morning, Mr. Tedesco.
Morning, sir. Could you please state your name and address for the record?
My name is Mark Ferguson. My business address 5407 Water Street, 206 in historic downtown of Robert, Maryland.
And your CV has been entered as Exhibit 34. Madam Examiner McPherson has been previously accepted as an expert land planner before you and many others, and I've asked that qualification be accepted and obtained as such in case.
Seeing no objection from Mr. Brown, we'll accept as an expert in area and use plan.
Thank you, Examiner.
Mr. Ferguson, were you asked to provide professional land use planning opinions regarding rezoning?
I was.
And did you prepare written testimony and a land planning report? Madam Examiner, that's Exhibit 36 for your reference. You're familiar with the Apple sector plan for this area?
I am. I would add to go back to your previous question. I also contributed, did not sign, but contribute to the preparation statement of justification as well.
You have no financial interest in the equipment case, is that correct?
I not.
Other than your reputation, yes.
That's official. No, just reputation.
Forgive me, Madam Examiner. Did you review the, strike, you're familiar with the Apple master plan sector for this area?
Yes, very much.
And what was that?
The 2007 West Fifth Sector Plan and Second Amendment.
And you review that in regards to this case?
I certainly did.
And you're familiar with Plan George 2035, known as Plan 2035, is that correct?
I am.
And you viewed that well?
I did.
And did you report in this case?
I did.
And did you review all the Zoom maps, serial imagery, context exists, number 12, 16, 19, and the survey exhibit 37?
37 I actually prepared myself.
Did you conduct site visits or field inspections for the property?
I did.
Could you describe the property if you would like a particular exhibit? Please let us know. Could you describe subject property from a plan perspective?
I will actually. Would ask that Exhibit 37 brought up. And Madam Examiner would ask you if you are able to see the entire of that exhibit.
Yes.
Okay, go all the way up to a green line tab branch where the cursor is loading around, and going all the way south to Pennsylvania Avenue in the red stripe near the bottom where the cursor is. Okay, right. So what we have is an excerpt from WSC's system map. It shows sewer lines in green, water lines in blue, and there's other labels that I've added to it that my own work. So subject property is outlined in red. As you've heard, that's on the east side of Melwood Road, which runs north-south right in the middle of the exhibit. And towards the end of Mel Road, opposite northern end, take a wiggle the left and corner of property, which has been outlined in orange. So, Madam Examiner, you were asking earlier of the German orphan home. That's it. You see within the limits of that orange are platted lots. Those plats have been recorded. The enclave development is currently awaiting the extension infrastructure from Parkside or Smith Home Farm Development, which is working its way some complications and eastward. That the water and sewer, if you would look very closely at that exhibit, to the north of the German orphan home, is mostly dashed. So water lines are red, you need to send, indicating they haven't built yet. The sewer lines that are around those dashed red water lines are fine green dashed, they haven't been built yet. To the north, there is a green line in a larger green area, that trunk sewer that's in the stream valley of Ken Branch that does in fact exist. Right. So what you go back to our property in red on the side of Wood Road, a designated historic road. To the east of our subject property is Pepco transmission line, and then is surrounded by development either planned or existing on all four sides. So if we start from south, we have Melwood Park, which is a comprehensive design zone developed property in the mid-1990s that's on the sides of the Pepco right-of-way. That, as Mr. Len testified, gets access either directly from Old Monroe Pike to the south, just off the bottom of this exhibit, or now from the interchange of Yard Road, Mel Road, and Route 4. And so it's really now you get into the western part of Melwood Park from the off-ramp of west Route 4 on Woodyard Road. In between dwellings of Melwood Park and the subject property, there's a strip of Parker Green. That land was dedicated to Park and Planning and conveyed to Park and Planning as part of the Wood Park development. That is Stream Valley Back Branch. You can see a green line that is constructed trunk sewer in Back Branch, which so working up from the right side of the exit was built in the 70s to serve Robley Acres, North Robley Acres, Mill Manor, was extended Back Branch in mid-1990s to serve Wood Park, and then further extended the authorization 2007, and the construction in the mid-2010s is filed in 2018 of the property through Park and Planning property. Park and Planning property is owned by ROS. It was originally in the R zone, but when the county created the ROS zone, subsequently they did county amendment, and conveyed or classified county and contain owned properties of the size into the ROS zone. And so the Backbench Street Alley was rezoned from the RS zone to the RS zone at that time in 1998. So you go to the north, you have the subject property. Subject property is part of a subdivision from the early 1980s called Millwood Estates. Mill Estates lies in between Mill Park and former Orphan Enclave to the south and the north, Millwood Road to the west, and the Petco Roadway to the east, with Millwood Manor and the extent of Raleigh acres across the Petco Roadway. This was subdivided. Sewer was extended all the way down that branch, and all of the properties were developed on individual and septic systems. It's worth mentioning that the 1980 Act discussed by staff seemed to have discussion indicating the property was in for all the way back then. I don't have a copy of SNA to verify staff's correlation of that property with the subject. It does seem that they made an error in other discussion of that property in the 1980 SNA, so not 100% certain, but I can say that certainly the property was in S4 at the time of the comprehensive 2001 date of the case 10 water and sewer plan, and submitted to the record exhibit 39. That was an exhibit from an early application of home arm, their category change, and you can see on exhibit 39 that subject property was at that time in 2004 classified as 4. I did all the reclassifications before 2000, after the 2001 comprehensive adoption or the comprehensive update of that water and sewer plan, and there are no changes affecting the subject property. Before that time, the individual maps are available. So that was far back as I was able to go. The Millwood Estates, approximately half of which is taken by the subject property, is in the AR zone, is developed single-family dwellings on large lots that were built in the 1980s. You can see in the 1988 area imagery that essentially all the houses in the neighborhood were built. And go further up further up Millwood Road, you get to Twin Knolls. The exhibit, you can see that's a selection of half-ton lots, also in the AR zone, contemporarily subdivided and constructed within a few years. As Millwood Estates, also all on private water and sewer. Now, one of the weird things to me as a plan about this sort of if you will, the whole of AR zone, that's surrounded by a donut, the denser development that you see that's either constructed or pan platted and under construction, is that number one, all served by Millwood Road, sort of weaves between the house in Millwood Estates, Twin Knolls, and the denser development on their side. So as you come down Millwood Road from Pennsylvania Avenue on the left in that large blank area to the west of Millwood Park, you're an area that is with the town center that is designated as fringe and has been planned for the commercial office component we hope will all arrive at Westfield Town Center. Then as you proceed north, again on the west side of Millwood Road, you have a large stormwater management pump that serves the side of what would Westphalia Town Center. That's immediately across Mill Road for subject property. As you go north, you have the rear of a number of single-family detached on smaller lots in Mill Center, sort of around that arc. You can see those are very visible from subject property. And then as you get to the gentle bend in Mill Road, it starts to drop topographically fairly substantially down to Twin Knolls. And then lots in Westphalia Town Center are really as much as 8 feet above the grade of Millwood Road in front of Twin Knolls. So they really, access houses are visibly looming over development. But then on the east of Millwood Road, you see the added lots of the Enclave. Those lots that come right near the bend, where the old entrance into the orphan home still is today. Those lots really get up on holes. They're also going to really dominate the landscape of these retained areas of single-family large lots in the R zone. And of course, you get away up to the end of cul-de-sac, what is another cul-de-sac in Mill Road, and see that as a bolt really become exposed to the ongoing development of Westphalia Parkside off to the west. The attic perhaps little enclave of the land that Tom forgotten that Zing surrounded along Millwood Road. The way that Millwood Road is or these two development of old subdivision of Millwood Estates, Twin Knolls sit, is that Millwood Road really abuts a general plan center to west along much its alignment, and then the more dense development, the approved the German home in the residential is surrounding the center. So that really is long discourse on the neighborhood and zone, but I drive it from a planning perspective as a whole. In Donut, and in particular, road that approaches it, really is very, very much cutting and part of the very dense development that surrounds the donut hole. So just
okay, kind of figure where that leads me. Is the property located within this established energy policy area?
It is.
And could you describe the map discussion between print and what's on?
I will. So what you're referring to is the General Future Land Use map, and it's just sort of other evidence of state. So in the print development, which is looking its cover, right, have this pretty geared. You look at the Generalized Future Land Use map on page 101, whole of array zoning is identifiable and covered as rural and agricultural recommended generalized future designated generalized future land use. When you look at PG Atlas, on the other hand, it has the residential low designation that's recommended in sector plan. If you go online to the publication list on the Maryland National Capital Plan Commission's website and you download the general plan, you zoom really close to the generalized future land use plan, and recall has a similar definition, but that same plan, you'll see that the generalized future land use is changed on the version that you see online and does conform to residential low land use that is recommended by sector plan.
Does the sector plan define residential low?
It does not. I will say that there are temporary plans that were prepared by the Plan Commission, approved the District Council, which are informative to that question. The Whaley sector plan's least dense land use classification is residential low. So the question then becomes, is they mean therefore that includes also what we call residential or rural agricultural land use. So for that, I opened my Bowie City Master Plan, which was approved in 2006. And that includes a land use residential low. Area specifically derived area intended for suburban neighborhoods with single-family houses on lots ranging from 6,500 square feet to 1 acre in size and retirement or planned residential development. That is roughly, not exactly, corresponding to the modern definition that's laid out in the general plan. The Bowie Master Plan does include a less dense designation of residential rural land use, which is for areas intended for sparse development alongside recreation, preservation, scenic, and environmental attributes. So at that same time, in the Bowie plan, there was a less dense land designation, which Park and Commission staff was using in the Bowie plan. Similarly, in the 2006 Hens Creek plan, they have residential low density land use much planning area, but there is also a use of residential rural character in parallel with Bowie land, which is lower density land use and was reserved for areas like Broadway historic district. So in planning lexicon of that time in temporary plans, there was a designation, was part of the lexicon that Park and Planning was using for less dense development, which they did apply here. I'm getting lost with long answers.
It's okay. Does the proposed rezoning and the conceptual density fall within the adopted parameters?
Well, it does. So the general plan today describes residential low land use as, and I'll turn to the description, residential areas up to 0.5 dwelling units per acre, primarily single-family detached dwellings, and there is a column beside that says density per acre, and residential low ranges from a low of half a unit per acre up to and not exceed 3.5 units per acre. Rural and agricultural land use is on that density chart less than equal to 1 acre, would correspond to RA or AR.
In your professional opinion, is the request to rezone here today consistent with Dr. Plan and 2035 recommendations?
So in my opinion, it very much is. And I think it's worth going through the SIR plan recommendations. And I think it will address as well the question that Ms. Brown had put up during the end district testimony. This property is just outside of the town center, the general town center of Australia. So sector plan characterizes its development pattern element with recommendations on policy 5 for residential areas as developed for the strategy to develop approximately 3,500 acres of new low to medium density residential areas in a manner that conserves and integrated with approximately 1,300 acres of existing residential development in accordance with the overall development pattern concept. Would add the medium density residential areas that it discusses towards the Beltway off near Simsbury Road. You go through the design principles. And most particularly, it says provide a variety of single-family attached residential lot sizes in and near Westphalia Town Center. So the idea is that higher density was a very integral part of the plan's vision, not just within the town center, but near the town center. So the enclave will also be in keeping with the plan's vision because of that recommendation. So within town center, they talk about smaller lots near the town center getting larger. So incorporate a variety of housing types. And this is again recommendations for residential areas surrounding town center. Incorporate a variety of housing types and single-family projects. Build townhouses and small lot single-family homes to diversity neighborhoods, or as a transition between higher density units, lower density family neighborhoods. So this is exactly what this application seeks to achieve. Ordinarily, when you're trying to implement a sector plan's vision, you don't come in with a preliminary zone such as what we're asking for. You come in with a plan development application. It's an infinite system. In the option, the new zoning ordinance said if you're in a rural agricultural base zone, you can't do that. So what we have to do is, instead of coming with a plan development to implement the SEC plan's vision, plan development would look exactly like what we're proposing. We have to go and demonstrate mistakes the council made in leaving this property in the RA, now they are zone. And it's for that reason that we ask for RFA, notwithstanding the fact that we're looking for a low density development in accordance with the SEC plan's recommendation. What the RSF does do is allow the creation of small lot single family attached residential development that sector can look for, and we feel is an appropriate transition with Elliott Center to the west and Elwood Manor, Bob Leakers to the east, but would be a hard transition between the townhouse in Elwood part to the south and single-family detached lots on large lots that remain in Wood Estates and Twin Hills.
Are you aware whether the applicant has prior condition to limit the development of property part of this?
I am.
Zoning map amendment, single detached unit only at density range?
I am.
And what do you understand of that?
Well, I recommended those conditions be proper because what they do is ensure that the OSA zone is used in accordance with the Developers Act intent, that is to achieve a flexible development that implements the vision of the SEC plan, but without going up to the 0.7 dwelling units per acre, the density and dimensional standards for that unit in the RSFA zone allow, or for some of more intense uses like attached dwellings, that's also permitted. So we intend to listen to sector plan's vision and implement with a UDN zone, which is the only route that Cal has left the property.
Are you familiar with the purpose of the RSA zone?
I am.
And does the RSA zone allow flexibility in lot time while maintaining compatibility to detached housing products?
It does.
Why is RSA an appropriate zone tool for this, even though the attached units are not posed?
Well, and again, it was as justified. It allows creation of small lot sizes that allow you to get to density that is contemplated to achieve the environmental goals of protection to buffer the adjoining lots, and do it on a lot that are smaller, that will serve as a transition between the development of the town center and the single family, both attached and attached units surround property.
Would the zone classification better reflect the existing infrastructure availability for development? In your opinion?
Well, it will. I mean, again, the property has been intended for liquors to be free. The trunk sewer above the property has been present for 30 years. The property, Mr. Hart testifies, approximate to an interchange. If it were 5 years ago, I think we would be here asking for the MST zone. But it's 2026, and here we are.
Are you familiar with the legal concept of mistake in the current zone map amendment?
I am.
And your standpoint, what constitutes a mistake zoning?
Well, there were the facts that were not considered in the application of the zone, such that if the district council looked very specifically at a complete set of facts about a property that they could have reached a different conclusion, then they would have based on what they look at.
Does, in context, does a mistake require fraud, bad faith?
Absolutely not.
And in your opinion, what were during the failure to make a mistake?
Well, I do believe it was, yes.
And what existing facts or trend should have considered at that time?
We'll go through in my report some commentary on 3 mistakes which were put forth in the state of justification. I do note that there's recently case law that says that you can make bad planning and that's not a mistake.
Okay, excuse me 1 second.
Madam, yes.
I thought saying it was sooner ago. Mr. Ferguson can say almost everything except starting legal. So we could talk about what was out there to be seen, right? He can't say they saw said this or I believe it's a legal mistake.
I'm asking him for his opinion on what acts should have or were relatively available to be considered weren't. So
that question's, but before that, you asked the notice.
No, I didn't. I Mr. Ferguson, was referencing what put in his report, which may have gone into that realm to justify. But the question I asked was this facts or should have been considered at the time?
Yeah, right, but I'm gonna go honestly, there was a legal, because that's why I was hearing it and he didn't see. So let's just I don't have expertise, but okay, I'm sorry.
Well, Madam Examiner, I think you're correct, and I'm certainly not trying to make your conclusion for you. You're the one who determines these things.
That wasn't even point. It's just hard. So you go ahead. I just wanted to put it out there. Let's watch what we're saying.
And I thank you for that. Or of course, as always, are correct. Now you're under oath. No, from my experience, that's the truth and the whole truth. The point that I was trying to draw is that staff certainly opines that this area was residential and would fulfill all those plan goals, and so therefore they were engaging that judgment. I feel they do meet all of those planning goals. Had there been an examination of the property, it would include. Now, when you look at the plan and look for what they say about not even just the subject property, but the neighborhood, what they say about Millwood State, what they say about Twin Knolls. We'll put number 8, I think, on a map in the second map amendment, and it said this is a neighborhood on a map. They did put a boundary around neighborhood. They didn't describe the neighborhood. They didn't limit the neighborhood. It was just number on a map that says this is neighborhood 8. There's no discussion of Melwood Road beyond. They want to be a trail and they want to be buffered. Look at sewer service, the proximity to sewer service. They didn't look at Mrs. Hayes' testimony, in my opinion. And I say that because when you look at the second map, and there's a map and 2 pages of a table that describes of the rezoning request they received. And Mrs. Hayes not on that table. 7 neighbors are, it's not. So I think there are a number of things that suggest that this area just wasn't considered.
Let's talk about the staff report, and maybe this will further elaborate on testimony you just gave with respect to the question regarding exhibit facts, trends. You reviewed exhibit 29, correct?
I'm sorry.
You reviewed exhibit 29.
Reviewed, yes. Sorry, I thought I heard you agree with it at 29.
No, you reviewed it.
I reviewed, yes.
And does that factor recommend residential use on the property?
Yes.
And does staff report dispute that residential development is appropriate? In the staff recommendation, primarily based on a disagreement with regard to mistake analysis offered per the justification statement, correct?
I believe that's the case.
And turning to a handful of themes, one in the agricultural character and historic use of the property. Staff places emphasis on historic, equestrian, and agricultural use, correct?
It does.
Does the property enjoy agricultural tax assessment, if you know?
I do know that it does not.
And from planning perspective, does store agricultural use mandate continued agricultural zoning?
No, it does not, certainly not.
And is agricultural zone commonly retained areas planned for urbanizing growth?
No, it isn't.
And land transition appropriate from agricultural use to residential use on adopted lands?
Sure.
What's the area?
Well, it specifically, as I testified earlier, talks about diminishing intensity of both attached and detached single-family development.
Turn to transition and compatibility section of the staff report. Staff suggests that the AR zoning provides an appropriate transition. You agree?
Not.
Why not?
It is so divergent in intensity and character that it really is abrupt. Those areas, if they're preserved, should be substantially for to maintain their character.
Well, how's the RSFA running better achieve the transition compatibility, especially given the details of this location that limits to single detached density residential low?
Well, and as I did testify, really this is our FDA land development. Gives you flexibility with solar lot sizes that are able to accommodate the sector plan explicit vision for these residential areas and for the residential land use designation. At the same time, protecting environmental areas, providing perimeter buffers, providing historic buffers to Mill Road, all those things that the plan wants.
In your opinion, the RSFA is reduced at the abrupt change in density and design as currently existing?
Will.
And does the proposed rezoning put orderly with consent with this plan?
It does. It would, because it would.
Based on the reasons already given.
Based on the reason already.
Turning to the public interest planning judgment for the deliberate legislative choice. Does that preclude later corrections and would you agree with that conclusion?
Well, I don't agree with the conclusion. There's no evidence of deliberate consideration of anything about the Melwood Estate Twin Hills neighborhood and the land use thereon. No, you can always come back and request a map amendment to correct mistakes. That's why we're here.
From a plan standpoint, in your expert opinion, zone intended to be permanently static.
No, I mean, certainly the jurisdictions are obligated by law to come back and revisit master plans, revisit zoning every so often to ensure that plans remain in concord with trends happening as past.
Would the approval of this application undermine the integrity of the planning process or would further implement the adopt vision for your opinion?
Now, as I've testified before, because of the specific recommendations of the sector plan for this area, this reasoning would actively implement the sector plan's vision.
In your opinion, would the approval of this map amendment be detrimental to public health and safety from planning perspective?
No, not from a planning perspective at all.
Would it negatively impact surrounding parties from planning perspective?
In my opinion, no. Certainly, there are stipulations in the zoning ordinance and the landscape manual for provide separations. And additionally, one thing that it's worth mentioning is that the subject property is at the very southern end of the donut. So, to the extent that those folks wish to remain in their little hole of land time forgot, they will remain on their sack. They'll be able to see the development they're surrounded by because of the topography and proximity of it to Wood Road, as I testified to earlier. But at least it won't be dragged through their neighborhood.
Is the AR's intended to preserve agricultural activity as a dominant use?
Not exactly. No, that really gets to AD or former West zone. Baker owns tract land too small to do any practice farming.
In your opinion, does ARs function best at the urban fringe in the development activity center areas?
A suburban fringe, not the urban fringe. So really out in the rural tier, when you look at the contours of AR zoning at the edge of rural tier, and as you get further out into the rural tier, you get AG zoning dominating.
In your opinion, does the subject property still function as an agricultural reservation area?
The area of the subject property was completely wood and undeveloped until the mid-1980s. And at that time, it was developed with 19 houses. Of those 9 houses, according to Ms. Day's testimony in 2006, 3 of them kept horses, including her and her husband. And I understand from conversation with her the other day that they're the only folks in the neighborhood that have horses.
From a planning perspective, is the RSFA zone currently used a transition between high density and lower density residents? How does RSA zoning support walkable neck neighborhoods?
Certainly, for neighborhood to be considered walkable, you need to have density around it. So you need to be able to get to other things that are proximate. Otherwise, you just get in your car and drive. Subject property does, but a extended planned trail network. So Melwood Road is very much planned to be a trail as much as a road certain Wood Estates and Twin Hills. And there's a straight alley built that's planned through Back Branch as well, which is a property. So the opportunity for this to have pedestrian bicycle connections that will take people from the subject property to the much more intense activity just on the other side of Mill Road in the town center, or further afield downstream Valley Rail Network will be really one of the wonderful features out the development of the property were to be approved.
And the proposed density consistent with the RSFA zone, consistent with what RSFA zone and adopted plan contemplate?
Ordinarily, the RFA zone is contemplated to apply at higher plan density because it permits much higher plan here to get to those maximum municipal densities, thus the stipulated preferred additions. So what being sought here is the more flexible stands for single family detached development.
The application include how does the proper condition of family detached only in no more than 3.5 units a year affect compatibility and impact of the area?
Well, the idea of testifies for this area, the residential areas in the compound to be transitional area. And so step down from denser attached and small detached units in the town center or in the enclave to more conventional suburban development to east, whether that Marble Ridge to the northeast, Melwood Center and Raleigh Acres to the east. Would note Melwood Park actually contains a mix of both single family and detached to attached dwellings. And this would be a part of that same sort of incident.
Mr. President, just a few more questions. Does the subject property lie in a planned growth area or does it live within an observation area?
No, it's in a growth area.
Is the requested zone consistent with the plans residential vision?
Yes, very much.
Specific zoning or implement plan 2035 than the existing zoning?
It does, because what Land 256 is context-sensitive infill. And given the context of the abutting town center, the abutting Melwood Park attached dwellings, the most abutting attached dwellings, the orphan home, and the transition between those and the single-family detached dwelling on moderate-sized lots in Wood Manor, Rob Acres, Marlboro Ridge, it very much would be the context-sensitive development.
Does your land planning board already go through the purposes of the zone in each of those?
It's
And you incorporate that testimony?
do.
And based on those purposes, zoning to the ZMA is appropriate. Does the requested SFA zoning against the intent of the residential zone in this area?
Yes, it does.
Does the application satisfy with the general and specific to standards of approval in your opinion?
My opinion does.
Is approval's application consistent with sound and planning principles?
Yes, I believe that.
This application.
I would recommend that Madam Examiner forward a recommendation of approval to District Council.
No further action. Thank you for the time allotted for Mr. Fergus' testimony.
And Madam Examiner, I would like to note the record I did in fact fish in Morton.
Yes, you did. We talked to Brown. Mr. Brown, you have any questions?
I do. I won't too long, but want to zero in on a couple points in Mr. Ferguson's. So, Mr. Ferguson, as I read the staff report and investigation statement, there are three bases, if you will, from the state that argue. And
Yes,
then you add four criterion for approval, which is the council fails to consider the best plan for public water and service, but such property would necessarily serve Westphalia Council.
Yes, sir.
To me, that is the strongest argument to support state and zoning. So I won't believe that point. But the other three are problematic. So I have a couple questions about that. The RSFA zone clear, is it not?
Yes.
And did I hear Mr. Sobo testify that the applicant was willing to condition this application by limiting the development to only single-family detached? So the question is, so the record clear, are multifamily and townhouse units permitted in the RSF-A zone?
So townhouse dwelling are absolutely permitted in the RSF zone. Ordinarily, that would be the use that you expect. Multifamily dwellings are not permitted. The RSF zone have to go to the RMF zones to get multifamily permitted. Can do three-family dwellings if anybody ever did this anymore. But no, you certainly can do townhouses. You do 202s. You cannot do multifamily in the RSF zone by the TIF use.
All right, so raise the question that the law does not allow district council to limit the uses a Euclidean zone if it approves Euclidean zone. In other words, if single-family homes and townhouses are permitted in the RSF-A zone, they cannot pass an ordinance that says on this property you may only build single-family detached.
So wait, so it's legal. So
I'm not whether they're wrong. Does he stand?
he understands. You said that correct.
I've been around enough legal professionals to hope to understand legal arguments. I certainly understand that now. I would ask whether a private covenant would meet the purpose of referendum.
Well, that was my next question. You let you know. So in this case, since there's no opposition to the case, Sean Tillman, a supporter, did testify earlier. I'm not suggesting, but if the applicant were to enter into a private covenant with a person record, where that covenant prohibits the applicant from building townhouse on the site, that could be entered into record. Of course, the examiner or the district council can condition their recommendation or their approval on that covenant, but they would be aware of it, and that would have some bearing, I think, in the decision. So that's something to consider. The other issue I had was I asked that whether she filed a revised petition in 2006, 2007, and she said she did not. You cannot necessarily answer, but the issue raised there, Mr. Tisco, is whether she had failed to exhaust administrative remedy because she asked for an upzone in 2007, and then when it was not, she did not ask for a revised petition within 30 days, and now she's asking for the same thing pursuant to a chamber state guard. So that's something I don't necessarily answer to it. And then the other two points I just want to raise. In your report, Ms. Ferguson, on page 5, last paragraph, you testified to this moment ago, you said that while narrow plan development zone map amendment would be the best way to implement the recommendations of the sector plan, in the way which the zone map amendment proposes, the location stance of ordinance restricts the RPD zone from being applied to a property classified in a rural and agricultural basin, which category includes AR only, which is classified. My question is, does that go against your argument that there has been a state? If in fact you cannot accomplish what you want to do by a change, or rather a state argument, under this Euclidean zone is flat prohibited under a development zone, would that not lead one to see that not a mistake, this property was left as it was down.
I think the first counter to that argument is that the provisions of 743.24 were created in 2018, 12 years after the option of VSA. Was there a mistake in the adoption of current zoning words? I would argue there are a lot of them, but it's a law, and here we are. So.
Right. The other two questions I had were, look at the notes on your report, which I've reviewed here. When you did address the question I raised at the commencement of hearing out the German property being zoned MST and cement, and this property was not, and just fresh memory, your response to that question is what?
Well, the SMA says that the rezoning was specifically intended to implement the sector plan policy. And what I did do in my testimony is went through the specific policies in the sector plan that encouraged the creation of attached dwellings, which is found on the Orton home property near, not necessarily only, but near the town center within the residential areas. And that's what I did.
Also, mistake number 2 on page 8 of the report, basically characterization of the neighborhood was erroneous by the council. They are located as tables and horses as much part of the neighborhood landscape as people. It sort of raises the issue of you guys argue, and I was wondering if there's an issue here. You did not base the application on change in the neighborhood. One not arguing, assuming Marlboro Ridge, I think, was not started until 2007. SMA is 2007. Failure may not have been planned in 2007. I think it existed in 2007. And so my question is there a reason argument to be made here that, in fact, there's been a change in the neighborhood, and a neighborhood was not identified by you, and you indicate it's not required when you're making a mistake argument, but is there a real argument here for change in any neighborhood that you might identify as a neighborhood this property?
Well, my understanding of the law, and I'll preface my testimony that way to be knocked down, is that changes that are planned, not basis for an argument in changing the character of the neighborhood.
That's correct. That's why I asked the question about Marlboro Ridge and Westphalia, where they planned in 2007.
Well, the developments, I don't know how far the actual development approval of what then called Laggett Farm proceeded as of 2007. Its water and sewer category had been approved, and it's actually put into that 2004 exhibit, exhibit 39. But I think from a plan perspective, the zoning was in place under which all of the surrounding developments have been developed. So from that perspective, and we discussed this as a team, we did not believe that there was a change in land neighborhood because the development that has occurred really has been what was planned at the time of the 2007 site plan.
All right. And then on the last page of your report, this argument's baffled me, but I ask it just so it's clear. In the justification statement in your report, one of the basis for stake is that the council failed to consider the request of the property owner at the time of the public hearing in 2006. Why would the district council be required to consider her request at all?
Well, they wouldn't, but I think that we're making is, was that a fact? She made that request. And the transcript said yes, but the record of the public zoning request doesn't reflect its existence. So maybe they would have this because she wasn't represented. She asked for a zone which couldn't be granted because it was a grant design. You can't grant that out of base land, just for RAM. And she asked for a condition that it wouldn't be granted until sell property, which also could do. So what was their intent? And it seems to me, to put myself in mind that his council and their staff, so you take this for what it's worth, is that they looked at request, went, that's what we're going to do, what to do with that, never mind. But the fact is she asked for a rezone. So the point was it's a fact, and it was shoved off the side rather than dealt with affirmative.
Right. And so just like the argument that it had a mistake that the German property was MXT, this was not, could also not have a council say that the other property owner, TM.7, and contrary to today's request for rezone estimate, well, it not made a request for them. So
Ms. Wood owned the property in 2007. I don't.
She did. SAT provides that she owned the property on 1/2021, no 2020. She had, and then another piece she bought in.
I went through all of those.
You make a point. You make a point. You didn't own it about that.
Yeah.
So the argument already makes no sense. You good like that. Right.
Yeah, well, I went through the same exercise, just didn't make comments of the
All right.
Each of the pages.
All right, another question. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Okay, I have a few questions. This staff report, they say something, they said that perhaps council didn't grant her request because the surrounding requested stay in RA zone. Did you find anywhere?
There are two properties in that table that are in both, I believe, in Mill Estate. I'm opening page right now, and bear with it. It's
On that exhibit we're on, I don't remember the numbers. If we're to put back up there, not like right next to the hard area.
so the two properties were request 16 and 17.
Okay.
Request 16 was the McCreary property. The requester of the zoning was the Rain RA. The requester is Woods Association, curiously. And 17, the individual owners, Daly and Sam Russell on the Russell property, also requested their zoning Rain. They're close to the subject, perhaps something.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify in my mind. But my real question for you is can you do everything you want to do in this zone?
In AR zone?
No, the RF65. I didn't go where if we do want to build any of that.
There is more lot size flexibility that allow you to get frankly closer to the planned development density. So for comparison, in RSF 65 base zone, the minimum lot size is 6,500 square feet, and my table is coming up here while my computer catches up. Perhaps the count computer. Okay, here it is. So in RS65 zone, the minimum lot area for single-family detached dwelling is 6,500 square feet, and the minimum lot width at the build straight line is 65 feet. When you step down to the RSFA zone, that's one zone more intense, you drop to 5,000 square feet, minimum lot area 45 feet of lot width. And it's really that drop in lot width which is most meaningful for being able to be flexible to get to the plan density towards the 3.5 lot per acre target, and at the same time provide a preserved area for conservation and protection of environmental resources and buffers and those sorts of things. So
there is one more question for me.
Sure.
Aren't there tables you can variance from?
The intensity additional stands that they are, Madam Examiner. Surely you know how hostile the law is to the variance.
I'm just throwing it all out there. Okay, I don't have any. Let's go to any direct.
I was just going to ask respect to whether Mr. Ferguson thought that would be a undue hardship. I think I answered that. So I don't think that's need to be questioned.
I was thinking along those lines. I was thinking, were you doing all these things for other reasons? So, need to preserve all the environmental area and etc.
Well, and I mean, that's why we've settled on this zone, given its flexibility to respect single-family detached, notwithstanding what others are permitted.
It didn't have redirect. What do you think about, and just go anything together, but I really think we need something in this record of the whole issue that we cannot limit uses in a including zone.
Yeah,
if don't want.
No, I think it can provide something that certainly, I think we could self-do something. If it needs to be with another entity, we can solve it. But I don't see this as a breaker.
Okay. But I'm sorry, you have a question?
I don't have questions. I just have a closing argument.
Sure. If you want, I mind lending, but we're leaving it open. You wanted a written closing argument, that'd be fine. Well, but
well, I've written it. I was going to do it.
Okay.
If you allow me.
Then admitted it, so I have to.
Just quickly before I get my prepared closing, I wanted to hit on the thing Mr. Johnson and he's an issue with Austin. I think that red herring, with all respect, my dear friend, with notwithstanding Ms. Hayes' failure to ask for a revision petition, there should be SMA. Exhaustion really comes down to appellate review. Had she filed a petition for sure of the adoption of the second line in MA, perhaps somebody would have made a exhaustion argument associated with the revisory petition. I know of many sector plans and essays that have appealed at 5 and 6 in particular. Without any advisory petitions have been filed. So I don't think that is, I don't think it's exclusive in this instance with respect to this application. The mistake theory exists precisely because it allows property owners and applicants to make a request to rezone appeal based for either change or mistake based upon adoption of a comprehensive plan. There is no requirement they file a revisory petition. Jurisdictions may not even have that. So I would caution with respect to any type of analysis associated with it. I don't think that is applicable here. As it relates to this case, we believe that the issue before is fairly narrow and clear. The case is not about what residential development is appropriate here. Everyone agrees that it is. The question is whether the current agricultural residential zone is the result of a mistake, the 2007 amendment, whether the requested RSFA zone with binding conditions is the appropriate remedy. Substantial evidence clearly shows that it is. As you know, under the Maryland law, an amendment may be approved where the existing zoning was based on incomplete or inaccurate factual predicates, or where the council failed to meaningfully consider then existing or reasonable foreseeable facts. The applicant does not need to show bad faith or hindsight disagreement. Inquiry whether the zoning accurately reflected the factual plan context at the time it was applied. The uncontroverted evidence showed in 2007 the council retained AR zoning at the time RE zone this property despite the fact that existed or were plain foreseeable at that time. Those include property lies immediately adjacent to the Westphalia Town Center edge, which was planned for higher density development. The sector plan expressly designated this area for residential use, intended to function as a transition from the town center to lower density neighborhood beyond. Similarly situated nearby properties were zoned residential and mixed use as part of the MA. Public water, sewer infrastructure is planned available. Condition inconsistent long-term agricultural zoning. The owner testified in the essay process putting the council on actual notice that the residential development was foreseeable, anticipated. Rather than consulting those facts with adopt plan and SMA, the council retained the AR zoning or A zone by default, effective despite its location and any context. That is not merely a policy choice. It is failure to align zoning with adopted plans and foreseeable development pattern, which constituted a mistake under Maryland law. Through every testimony exists, the applicant demonstrated that the requested RSFA zoning, limited by property to family attached homes and not within 3.5 dwelling units of the acre, directly implements Westphalia sector plan and Plan 2035's definition of resident low. The RSFA zone provides flexibility and logical compatible transition, something the AR zoning does not accomplish in the location. Expert witnesses all confirmed the site can be adequately served, impacts are manageable through standard planning review, and no technical constraints includable. No witness testified approval harm public health or safety. No exist showed an unnegatable impact. Staff recommendation written the council made deliberate legislative choice in 2007. With all due respect, this is legal standard. The question is not whether the council could retain the AR zone, but whether the zoning accurately reflected the facts and framework that existed at the time. The evidence clearly shows it did not. Staff does not dispute the residential land use recommendation, the transitional role of property surrounding rezonings or infrastructure context. It simply declines to categorize that disconnect as a state. But the disconnect is exactly what a state doctrine is designed to correct. The applicant request narrow and conditioned. It does not extend beyond county policies. It does not introduce townhouse or multifamily, and is not undermine this plan. It actually implements it. Based on the substantial evidence in the record, the applicant has demonstrated that current result in a mistake in 2007. Requested RSA zoning is consistent with the plan zoning ordinances, and approval will promote order growth, compatibility, and sound land planning. All of the reasons the applicant respectfully request your recommendation of approval of this application. Understanding that you have required yield to, but I understand Exhibit 3 to be updated. Mr. Brown requested documentation of the managing member for the LLC, and you requested documentation related to our limitation of uses and density.
And you just add that to closing, you've already typed up. Then, yes, I agree with those items.
Okay, thank you.
Thank everybody for coming today.
And Madam Chair, would you clarification that the record will be closed upon the middle of this? Is that?
I'm thankful for that. The record will be closed as soon as you admit.
Thank you much for your time. It was a long way. I appreciate yours and Ms.
It
Brown.
really hasn't been long. We think about it. We were in person. Sometimes things went to conferences. We not brought up. Okay.
Happy to conclude 12:25. Thank you so much.
Yes. Bye.
Recording